Welcome back to my channel. So today we'll learn about React query and when to use it and why to use it. So as you can see, this is the web page for React query. I'll show you why and how to use it and when to use it in this website only, and then we'll be implementing this in our own app. So first of all, you can see this is the dev tool which React query gives you, and you can see it's showing post here. So this is the data which it's implementing or which it's showing. So the best part is React query does caching for you. React query even stores the data in its own context for you, so that you don't have to manage the state for yourself. One more part is that React query updates your data also. So I'll show you. So if I'll open another tab, then I'll go back. You can see it did for a second fetching. So it fetches the data also when it's inactive. Even if I lose focus, then also it will do. Yeah. If I'll open some other window, for example, I opened, yeah, it does fetching that time also. So React query makes sure that your data is always the latest one, and it caches it so that it's faster. I'll show you how it makes a difference. The second post I've never visited, I'll go here. You can see there was a delay back. Now just see how fast it will load. You can see. So it does that caching also for you, and it does everything automatically. You don't have to handle everything. So it's a good tool. One more thing, you can remove this dev tool, and then all it is your production ready app. So yeah, and one more thing, you can use React query with Axios, Super Agent, Fetch, or any tool, any Axios tool or any Ajax tool which you need. You can use it with this. It also gives you data error and is loading, so that you can show them. Okay, they have used it. It's fetching and it's loading. Yeah, so that you can use this to show whether your data is loading, and everything else is handled for you. So now let's try this on our own app and let's see how fast it becomes. I'll show you a demo also how it becomes, and dashboard which we made now. So you can see there is a loading component which comes, and then it loads the institutes or the universities in India with the name of India. You can see how fast it is, and if I change the tab, it changes, it reloads, and you don't even get to know how fast it is. So the first thing which we'll do, we'll install the dependencies. We'll install React query as well as Axios. So Axios is used for fetching data, and React query handles that data for us. So now we'll create the page which shows universities. So it's a protected route. So we'll create here universities, path is equal to universities route, which we already created. If you haven't seen the video in which we created this university's path and everything else and the project structure, you can click on the I button here, which I'll be showing, and then you can update it or learn it. Now we'll go to the protected one, and we'll make a folder known, file name as universities.tsx. We'll copy the same content here and name it universities. Now we'll create a container here known as universities container. Let's see whether it's working for us or not. Yeah, it's working. It's showing universities now. So now let's create the React query part and as well as the container part for the university. Now let's remove this, remove the div also, and make it a flex which has a width of full. Align it to center. Justify content on the center. So everything will be shown in the center if I do this. Now let's call the universities. What we'll get is loading here, error and data. We'll use query from React query. We'll name it universities. It's the key for the for it to store the data. We give key to the React query here. Yes. Now in return we want Axios to give us, for now I'll show it on a random data which is known as JSON placeholder. It's an API which you can use to check stuff. So it's giving some error. Okay, because use query should be from React query. Okay, it's showing error in this loading also. So we'll see what's the error. Not get. Yeah. So now we'll go to this. Okay, so one more thing we have to add is query client provider. Now whichever page is using query, which is for us as dashboard container, inside which we have universities. So there we'll add the query client provider. So we'll go here, we'll add query client provider here, and now we'll create a query client provider here as const query client is equal to new query client. Yes, now it's done. Now we'll inspect and open the network tab. Now you can see I'm getting the data here properly. Now to check whether the data is coming or not, we'll go to the container again and I'll show you the data. The best way to show whether React is getting data or not is to make this comment known as this tag known as PRE, inside which it is pre-formatted tag text. Then write json.stringify and the data you want to show, then null as 4. It does formatting of 4 tabs also, 4 spaces. So you can see we are getting totally all the data. To see only the data, we write data.data. Yes, so this is the data which we are getting. So I found a very interesting API which shows us all the university's data for us for free. So we don't have to do anything, we just have to call that API. So I'll share the API with you. It's this API, universities.hippolabs.com/search. You can search universities here. Now we'll copy this and we'll store in our constants folder. and now we'll use it backslash then API URL, and inside search you have to give some params or queries you can give. So I'll give the params. I'll tell you what all params are required. For now we'll make it constant, but we'll change as a person searches. We'll write country as India and name as Indian for now, so that the list isn't that big for us to render right now. Now let's see the data, whether it's showing or not. Yes, you can see it's showing domain list, domains also, web page, name and everything else, and it's working fine. Now we'll see whether React query is doing its work or not, whether it's loading or not on every focus. So you can see loaded 4 or 5 times. Now let's see React loaded, so it's working perfectly. So Chakra UI has an amazing component known as card here, which is a Airbnb style card. So we'll use this to make our university card also. I'll copy this and modify it, and let's see how it becomes. Now we'll go to the components. I'll clean this up. We'll go to the components. Inside there we'll create card or university card to be. And here we have some props, which are these one, and we'll write it down here so that we don't forget it. University card name as data.name, or what we'll do, we'll put static text here right now, name, country, code, it's the country code, web pages. Okay, so web pages should be an array as we saw in the data, and the domain is also an array of strings. You have to put it in braces on this too also. Now let's see if it's showing or not. Here we have our card. We'll remove this data also so that it will be visible. Yes. Now the issue is, you can see if I create 3 cards, it's showing perfectly fine, but when the 4th one comes, 5th, 6th, it becomes smaller and smaller. We don't want that to happen. For example, if we have lots of data, it will show like this. So for doing that, what we'll do, we use CSS property, which is known as flexbox here also, which we have used everywhere. First of all, what we'll do, we'll use one good variable which we have is loading here, and if it's loading, what we'll do, we'll show a loading variable known as spinner. Width of 20 for example, and otherwise it will show university card. You can see, okay, so I'll remove this part. Now you can see it's showing loading part also. Now let's create a flex box here. Flex. Now we'll have to give flex direction to it. as row, it will be every row. Let's wrap as wrap, it should wrap and display flex. Just to be sure, justify content space around. Let's see whether that thing is happening or not. You can see even if we have multiple cards, it adjusts itself. Now what we do, since we have the data, we'll map that data.map. Yes, we'll name it university here and we'll return something. Inside this we'll have university card here, and for now, okay, for now we'll see how it's working. Okay, let's use map data.map. Yes, so it will be the number of cards which are giving us response. For example, so if these are 20, it will show 20 cards. If that data is 15, it will show 15 cards. Now to make it relevant, we'll make it university dot name, and let's see, you can see every card has a different name now. University dot country. We'll use the type system later on, once we are done with all this stuff. University dot code, university dot web pages, university dot domain. Okay, I think there is some issue. We'll see what's the issue. Okay, university dot web pages, and this should work fine. Seems like there is some error. We'll see what's the error. Yeah, now we'll see the error. Okay, we'll close the app and start again. Okay, so the issue is resolved here, but we haven't added it. It's university dot web pages and university dot domains. Yes, you can see it's opening. Once I click it, it also, okay, I'll tell you how to make it open. Should be link here, and that link shouldn't be reach router but Chakra's link. Now if I click on this link, it opens the website. Here opens some other website. So it's opening the website, you can see. This is the website, or any other company, IT quota, triple IT quota, yeah. So it's working properly. And once we refresh, it opens a random image. We'll fill the images also later on, but for now this is enough. So hope you learned something new today. So see you in the next one where we learn something new.